can you hear me? Facebook has decided today, this is the first time I've seen this, to change the live video stream thing. So I don't even know where to look to see if anyone is looking. However, we'll be fine. I'll just wait for people to join me, and then we can get started. Right, good. Hello, Joanna. Thank you for joining me. I'm just saying, I don't know whether you heard there, but Facebook has decided today to change the way that they do live videoing, or it's certainly in the last couple of days since I last did a live video, so I can't find anything. I don't know where anything is. Right, so you can hear me, that's a good start then, and you can see me. Hello Melanie, nice to see you. Right, oh this is actually better than it used to be. It's actually good, I like it. It'll just take me a wee while to work out where everything is though. Good stuff. So what have you been doing today then, girls? We'll wait just till people join us. Give us a wee hi, let me know you're here. Tell me where you are, where you're joining us from, or what you've been up to today. It'd be nice to hear you. Right, I'm just going to put my phone on silent because that would just be like the blooming thing if it decided to go off. So I'm just going to wait just another, it says on my clock it's just 19:02, so I'd like to wait till just another couple of minutes until anybody else who wants to join us joins us, and then we can get going. Hello Sharon, nice to see you all the way from Sheffield. Is it sunny down there? It's a beautiful day up here. It's been absolutely gorgeous and I've been sitting at the flipping computer, but it's a lovely day. Corfu, Melanie, how are you doing out there? How's life out there? Annan, hello Joanna, just along the road. I first started teaching at Annan. In fact, I did my 4th year teaching placement at Annan Academy, and then in my first year of teaching I was 2 days at Annan Academy and 2 days at Dumfries High School. So I know Annan well. So, right, one more minute and then we shall get going because people can catch up afterwards. Anyway, I'll just check that there's not anybody else asked. Oh, I see there's a couple of folk asked to join. I'll need to remind. Oh no! Ah! Right, I can't let them in. Let me see if I can let them in on my phone. Hopefully I can let them in. There's people have asked to join. Oh, I can, right, so I can let them in on my phone. Good, 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 good. Right, so hopefully they'll be able to join us now because I've just let them in. Melanie's just finished watering her veggies. Amazing. So is the weather nice out there? I'm sure it will be. So I hope you're managing to avoid coronavirus out there. Well, I hope everybody's managing to avoid it, to be honest, not just Melanie and Corfu. Right, what we'll do is we will get started and anybody else can just join us as they turn up. So, some of you, tonight what we're going to be looking at is we're going to be looking at how to build a positive mindset and prioritise your own happiness over anything else, and helping you to enjoy life more every day, and that's what I want to help you to do. So I'll do a wee welcome because some people are new and won't know who I am, so a very quick wee welcome. So I am Eileen Adamson. I am a PE teacher. I've been a PE teacher for 27 years, which I don't know where the time went there. However, I still teach 2 days a week, but after I had my kids, I had 3 kids in 2 years. I had 3 under 2 by dint of the fact that I had twins second time around. And since then, obviously my whole life kind of changed and I found it all very stressful, and I found teaching full time was just, I managed it for 5 years, but I honestly thought I was going to have a breakdown because I could not juggle everything and I just found it too difficult. So I cut down to part-time, started my own business, and to begin with, it was a bookkeeping business, and then I've kind of morphed into financial coaching and life coaching and helping women, mainly teachers, to improve their life, really. Not necessarily just to improve their finances, but it's about improving your whole life. And part of that is improving your money, part of that is improving your well-being. And what I do is I help people to create lives that are happier, healthier and wealthier. So it's about creating a life that you want, rather than just living the life that you've got because you think you're stuck. And because that's what I did, then I can then share that information with you guys and try and help you. So I have started earlier this year, I started a teacher wellbeing group, and it's been quite successful, my pilot project of that. And I'm launching a teacher wellbeing and wealth group, and it's a membership program, so that it's going to run over a whole year, and people can jump into that, and they can pay on a monthly basis, which means if they're not enjoying it, they can just then leave if it's not for them. So I decided that was better than having my courses, which people would pay for and join up front. So I'll talk to you a bit more about that at some point. But what we're going to talk to you today about is about how to create a kind of more positive mindset, and how to make sure that you're living the life that you want to live, and living a kind of happier life each day. Now, what I meant to say as well is, if you're looking for somebody who's going to be having lots of slides and it's all very serious and who's pitching up with their suit on, you've got the wrong girl. Because I'll pitch up with my jeans and my t-shirt on, and it's very much a kind of chat rather than a kind of serious, ooh, this is what we're doing kind of style. So that's the type of person I am. If you like that, then that's good. If you don't like that, then this is maybe not for you. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to look through the kind of 3 areas of your day, and how to start your day off well, how to kind of structure your day through the day to make sure that you're getting things that are making you happy, and then how to finish your day off well with a kind of positive mindset as well. So, law of attraction. Right, now, when I first heard about the law of attraction, I was like, oh my God, what a lot of nonsense. The law of attraction, you can have whatever you want by dint of the fact that you think about it. I'm just like, I'm Scottish, that sounds stupid. Don't be so ridiculous. But there was a girl who I was following online, and she talked about this manifesting what she wanted and how she could get whatever she wanted by kind of thinking about it. And I was like, that just doesn't make sense to me. However, there was a wee book that she talked about, which was called E² 9 Do-It-Yourself Experiments. And I was like, right, okay, right, I'll have a look at that book, because I just can't see how this thing can be possible. I'll have a look at that book, and I bet you my experiments will prove to me that it's not possible, it's just ridiculous. However, I stand corrected. And what I've discovered is the law of attraction says that the more you look for something, the more you will find. So if I start off my day thinking, oh, I've slept in, oh, it's going to be a terrible day, oh, it's going to be awful, what I'm going to do is I'm going to continually look for evidence. That is my daughter, hopefully somebody else, sorry, that is my daughter pinging in, hopefully someone else will deal with her. I'll just continue. Yes, if I start my day off thinking it's going to be a terrible day, then what I do is I start looking for evidence that it's a terrible day. So, oh, I spilt the milk, or my child's annoying me, or I get to school and something's gone wrong there as well. And I'm continually looking for evidence. So all day I'm saying, oh, see, told you it was going to be a bad day. Just knew it was going to be a bad day. And the more that happens, the more that you get yourself into a negative mindset, and the more bad things that you will find. And one of these experiments in the group was simply about thinking that good things are going to happen to you. And instead of waking up and thinking it's going to be a bad day, wake up and think it's going to be a good day. So if you wake up and think it's going to be a good day, you can look out the window and you can see that wee bit of blue sky. Or you can come down the stairs and you notice that the plant that's sitting in the living room has grown and there's wee flowers on it, and you're like, oh, that's nice, that's lovely. So you continue to look for things that are good, and you continue to look for evidence that this is a good day. And guess what? You find more evidence that this is a good day. So that really began to work for me. And one of the things that it worked for me with was actually my husband. And previous to that, I had been looking for all the negatives with him and constantly seeing all his faults. And didn't matter what he did, he was always wrong. There was always faults. I could always find something that he'd done wrong. And I then kind of used it with that and actually managed to realise that actually he's a pretty good guy. And he's got a lot of really good things, and I discovered that the more things I looked for that were good about him, the more I found. And I talk in the Improving Wellbeing and Well programme, I talk a wee bit more about that, but I don't want to share too much about it in here. It's quite private, but it does work, right? It really does work. So another thing that the book talked about was parking spaces. Now, this is just bonkers. I used to be the type of person who was always like, oh, I never get a parking space, never can find a space. And I would get myself worked up and really irritated because I knew that I wasn't going to find a parking space and I'd never find a parking space and it'd make me late and blah. And it just made me uptight and it made me angry. So I changed my mindset around that and was like, right, I'll find a parking space. I always find a parking space, and genuinely now, I always find a parking space. And I think just changing your mindset around that really, really helps. So what I would like you to do is have a wee shot at it tomorrow and see, just start looking for the good things. Parking spaces are not going to be a particular issue just now because places are all so quiet. So parking spaces maybe isn't a good one. But another one that I use is yellow butterflies, and I look for yellow butterflies because they remind me of the law of attraction and the fact that I can create whatever I want. So try something like that, yellow butterflies, blue cars, orange flowers, whatever. Just pick something and see if you can notice those things, and those will remind you. You will keep finding more and more of them. So I'd love it if you could try a wee experiment tomorrow or tonight or whenever. So another wee thing that I was going to say about is I have created a much more positive mindset, but recently I've found it quite difficult. The last couple of weeks I've found it incredibly difficult. And what I've found really difficult is online. Obviously with the COVID-19 situation, obviously it's a difficult situation. But what I have found is I don't really watch the news. I watch the news to begin with, but I don't watch the news now because it makes me miserable. So I read kind of the top 10 on BBC every day, most days, but that's all the news that I really bother with. So turning off news, just choosing not to watch it, choosing not to have it on in the background all the time can really make a difference to your mindset. If you're finding that it's very stressful, listening to all the speculation about schools going back, listening to all the PPE stuff that's going on, listening to how are we going to manage, looking at classrooms that there's just nothing in and the poor wee souls are sitting in hoops and things like that. None of this helps us to be positive and to actually cope with what we're going to have to cope with. So I got kind of embroiled in it last week, and I've decided again to step back from it because I know that doesn't help me. So being very particular about what you do focus your mindset on. And things like switching off the news is quite easy, not having the telly on is quite easy. But it's much more difficult on social media. And what I sometimes do is with certain groups, you can actually turn notifications off in groups. So you just go to the 3 wee dots and click that, and then you can choose whether you want friends, whether you want only me, whatever, but you can actually choose to turn notifications off for certain groups. And I've done that recently because the information that was coming through was just stressing me out. So to remain positive, choose very, very carefully what you want to focus your attention on. So focus your attention on the things you do want. That's your law of attraction, make it come forward, and remove your attention from the things that you don't want to focus on. You know what it's like, you get dragged down into reading some of these threads in Facebook or whatever, and some in Twitter as well, and it's so negative and it's not good. So turn them off, even delete apps, etc., whatever it takes to help you to have a positive mindset. So that's kind of in the morning. Start off with a good morning routine about, I am going to have a good day here. So start waking up every day and start looking for the things that are good in your day. You'll find certain things that are negative, ignore them, ignore them, ignore them, and keep focusing on the things that are positive about your day and about your life. So during the day, now, this is something that we're not all that good at sometimes. As teachers, we're very, very hard on ourselves, I find, and as women we tend to be very hard on ourselves as well. So a double whammy of being a female teacher is just a blooming nightmare. Do you find that? Tell me if you find that you think you're hard on yourself, or is that just me? It's maybe just me. So let me know whether you think it's just me who is hard on themselves. So I see Melanie's given us a wee yellow butterfly there, Melanie, I love that. And Katie's joined us as well. And Morag here from Stranraer, at least you'll be able to understand me, Morag. My wee Stranraer accent's kind of disappeared a wee bit now, but that's where I was from originally. So what we're going to talk about is self-care. And as teachers and women, we're very guilty of putting everybody else before ourselves. And we really need to start putting ourselves first. Yep, okay, so yes, Rachel's agreeing, Melanie's agreeing, yes, we are hard on ourselves, and yes, we do not put ourselves first. A quote that I love is, self-care is giving the world the best of you instead of what's left of you. And that actually makes me feel a wee bit emotional, because we are so guilty of, we want to help everybody, and we want to do the best for our families, and we want to do the best for the kids in our care, but we cannot do that unless we do the best for ourselves. And we need to start doing that. Now, there's the kind of oxygen mask analogy, which says that if you're on a plane and your plane's losing oxygen, that you've got to put on others' oxygen masks. No, you've got to put on your own oxygen mask before you put on others. But I don't mind that analogy. It gets the point across, but to me it makes it feel as if self-care is like only an emergency situation. And to me, self-care is not an emergency situation. Self-care is an everyday situation, and it's something that we need to focus on every single day. And I've tried to find another analogy that kind of works better for me. And the only one I can find that almost goes, which is not an everyday situation either. I want an analogy about self-care that is an everyday situation. So if you know one, tell me. But this one's not an everyday situation, but it explains it well to me. So it's a wedding cake. So if you think of a wedding cake and a tiered wedding cake. Now, the bottom tier is the tier that holds everything together. And it's the tier that everybody else is depending on. And all the other tiers are depending on. And if that bottom tier is not strong and solid and big enough, then everything else is going to collapse. And we are the bottom tier of that cake. And if we are not looking after ourselves, then everything else is going to collapse. And that's what happens when we feel stressed, when we feel upset, when we feel demotivated, when we just feel we're not coping. It's because we're not looking after us. So what I would like you to think about just now is, and there's so much that we can do around looking after us, And it's about getting better sleep, it's about a better diet, it's about a bit of exercise, it's about connecting with others, it's about doing what you love, things that bring you joy, things that help you to relax, all these things. And these all need to be built into our daily lives in order to make us be able to give our best. But I'm just going to focus in on one wee bit of it just now, a couple of wee bits. So what I would like you to think about is, I want you to pop in the comments, what do you love to do? What's your absolute favourite things in the world to do? Now, forget about the fact that you probably can't do half of them just now with this blooming COVID situation. Forget about that. Just let me hear, what do you love to do? And I'll tell you what I love to do as well. And what I love to do is I love to spend time with my family. And to be honest, we've had 9 weeks here in lockdown with, and what is she? What age is she? 20. She must be. I've got a 20, I can't even remember. I've got a 20-year-old and I've got 18-year-old twins. And we've spent 9 weeks together here and we've coped pretty well. And that's good because I do enjoy spending time with the kids, and that's been a lovely bonus of this time. But the other things that I love doing are I love road biking and I love mountain biking. And the road biking is brilliant because it lets me get headspace and lets me get out, get exercise, get headspace. I can be out in the countryside, I'm seeing beautiful views, I can appreciate the lambs in the field, I can appreciate the flowers. All of that is good for me. But the mountain biking, it's good for me in a different way, and it's good for me because it scares the flipping life out of me so much that I cannot think of anything else other than hanging on to my bike and not coming off into a tree or something. Both are really, really good for me. And those have been, I think since I started doing those two things, that has been one of the biggest changes in my life, is because I want to do those more than I want to do anything else. So I'm just going to have a wee peek here and see what we love doing. So Melanie loves spending time with friends and family, reading, walking on the beach and eating. Absolutely brilliant. I love that. Irina is going away with close friends, camping and cycling. Yep. Absolutely. Spending time with the people you love, that is such a good thing for self-care. Rachel's time with family, friends, walking, making things. Absolutely. All so important for you, for your self-care. And then Joanna is family and friends. See, it's here, friends comes up every single time here, which is brilliant. Friends and family. And these are the people that make us who we are, and these are the people that allow us to live a good and happy life. So everybody's saying friends, family. Nothing that anybody's saying here are huge, massive things, which is good, because that means that all of these things are achievable for us. So what I'm going to give you is, I'm going to give you a wee timetable. And on that timetable, what I'd like you to do is, you can do it in a couple of ways. Now, if you've been finding that lockdown's been amazing and that you have been able to put your feet up and relax and enjoy, then you might want to think back to a typical week at school and how you would cope there. But if you've been in lockdown and it's been a flipping nightmare and you've been on Teams or Google Hangouts or whatever, working with children, Google Meets, working with children and having notifications coming pinging in every 30 seconds and emails from parents at night and trying to juggle your own children as well. If you're one of those people who's been in that situation in lockdown, then you might want to use just the last week for this timetable. And what I'm going to ask you to do is to just note down either your typical week at school or your last week, which has been stressful and whatever. And what I would like you to do is just note down on the timetable what you've been doing at each point of the day. What we're then going to look at is, we're then going to look at all the things that we love doing and think about what our main values are. Now, I know from looking at what I value. I value time with family and friends. I value exercise. I value, what else are my kind of values? Freedom. I like the freedom to be able to choose to do what I want to do. So those would be my main 3 values. And what I want you to do is think about what your values would be. And I'll give you a wee sheet as well with some examples of other values that you might think about. What I then want you to do is take a wee timetable that's got all what you've done, and then have a look at how your values fit in with that. And for example, if I'm out on my mountain bike on a Saturday for 3 hours, then I know that that is exercise. It's probably also family and friends, because I generally cycle with my husband and my son. So that's really nice. If I'm going out for a coffee, which I won't be just now, with my girls, then that, again, family and friends. So that is time well spent. If I am sitting planning or sitting making up resources or whatever, does that fit in with any of my values? Now, some of them it might, because I do helping people is something that I really value as well. So that might be okay for me. But if I'm spending 50 hours a week on school, on planning, on whatever, am I leaving myself enough space to fill up the things that are important to me? Or is my whole week been taken up on things that are not my main values? So that might help you to have a wee look at that. So, here's other people who've been learning something new. See, I love learning. I absolutely love learning. Seeing my sisters and nephews, right? So we've got lovely stuff coming in here, and I want you to have a look and see if you are living your values. Okay. So, let me just check. Yeah. Done that. Yep. Right. So the last thing I want to talk to you, because I don't want to keep you all night here. So the last thing I want to talk to you about is about how to create a good evening routine to help you to have a positive mindset for the next morning. Okay? So what doesn't help is sitting on social media, scrolling social media until you're just about to go to bed, because then what happens to me is I find myself, I'm stressed up when I'm going to my bed, and that is not a good way to be. So what I do every night, and again, this is something that I thought to begin with, I was like, no, I'm Scottish, I don't do stuff like that, that's stupid. But I love it, and I do love it, and it totally has changed my mindset and has made me into a much more positive person. And it's a gratitude journal. And every night I write in my wee journal 3 things that I'm grateful for that day. Now, I also write about other stuff. I've got other wee bits and pieces, but I'm not going to bombard you with everything just now. This is just one wee thing that I do in it. And in my gratitude journal, it is 3 things that I'm grateful for. Now, some days I do have a bad day, okay? And some days it can be pretty flippin' difficult to think of 3 things that have been good about my day. But I always manage. And what it means is that I go to bed every night going, do you know, I am really lucky. And yeah, that was a good day. Well, maybe if it's been a really bad day, I might not go, oh, that's been a great day. But I do go to bed going, oh, do you know, I am really lucky and I am really fortunate. And I find that helps me to go to sleep more easily. I find just it brings a wee sense of peace over me. I find that because I'm writing my journal and I've got other bits and pieces in it, it maybe takes me 10 minutes. It just winds me down quite nicely and quite easily, and then I can get a better sleep. And I think that's a really nice idea. What I saw in my Your Money Sorted group actually today was somebody put it in a couple of days ago about gratitude and how they had started practicing gratitude with their friends. And what they had done, the 2 friends were actually messaging each other with 3 things that they were grateful for that day. And I was like, oh, that's a really nice idea. And actually that would work really well if there was maybe a group of you, maybe a wee group of you from school or something, a wee WhatsApp group or something. if you just popped in 3 things that we're grateful for today at the end of each day, or with your friends or whatever, and because there would maybe be 3-4 people in the group, it would always be that wee reminder. Somebody would always remember to pop that in the group, and then you would see what other people are feeling grateful for. And it's just a really nice way of feeling better about yourself. And it is self-care, and it is helping you to feel stronger, to feel happier, and to feel better about yourself. So, what do I want to say? I'm just checking my notes here. Yeah, no, that's it. So I'll pop the timetable in. What I'll also do is I'll pop a wee link into my Teacher Wellbeing and Wealth group. I am going to launch it tomorrow night in the live tomorrow night. There's people on the waiting list already. I'm only offering 50 places. There's people on the waiting list already, and there's people on tonight and tomorrow night and Friday night. I'm going to be offering it to everybody who is on the waiting list and in these master classes just now before I open it out to the general public. So, and I'm also going to be offering in the group 20% discount to people, not in the group, here, 20% discount to people who sign up this week. Okay, so the discount code is 20, but I'll email you and let you know that and send you the link. So I'm really excited about it because I really think that I can help people make a difference to their lives. And when I did the wellbeing group before, it was done on it was going to be an 8-week course, which just became bonkers. We then decided it needed to be a 16-week course. Again, there was too much stuff, we were trying to do too much too quickly. So what I've done is it's going to be a year, and we are going to work together, and we are going to make our lives all better. We're going to set goals, we are going to improve our well-being, we're going to create more time for the people that we love, and we're going to create financial security for you and your family so that you can then do what you want when you want. So if you would like to if you would like to join the waiting list for that, then what I'll do is I'll pop the link in here and you can join the waiting list, or just ping me a message and we can do that. But that is that. I am going to go for now and see if my daughter has been picked up, who messaged about 4 times there. I was trying to ignore her. And then I will see you tomorrow. I would like, if you wish to join me tomorrow, to learn simple, sustainable ways to reduce overwhelm and get more done, leaving you more time for fun, which is always good. So, thank you very much. I'll hang about for a couple of minutes. If you've got any questions, just ping them down in the comments and I will get back to you. And I quite like this new layout of Facebook. It's really good. So if you've got any comments, just let me know. And other than that, I'll hopefully see you tomorrow night. Oh, thanks, Melanie. Cool. Okie dokie. I don't know what's happened with the comments. Right, I shall go. Thank you very much. Bye.